in 2014 and an in-depth look tonight at who will guide the 8th largest economy in the world. California's controller serves as the state's independent financial watchdog.
A chief fiscal officer in charge of more than $100 billion in receipts and payouts of public funds. KCRA 3's Mike Lurie joins us now with a profile on the two candidates running for office. Mike?
Kelly, we're electing a new controller because there is no incumbent in this race, a race for state controller that features two very experienced elected officials with very different visions for California.
And I think people are looking for outsiders.
Ashley Swearingen is the Republican mayor of Fresno. She cites her track record as a fiscal watchdog over the past 6 years in reviving Fresno from the brink of bankruptcy.
We had to be very aggressive in cutting our expenses. We reduced our workforce by 25%. We partnered with nonprofits to do things that really they could do better than the city and much more efficiently. We privatized some non-essential government services, and we just fought tooth and nail to keep our city out of bankruptcy.
But when it comes to finances, Betty Yee, the Democrat, contends she's the better candidate.
I liken this office to really the person who's minding the store, so protecting our tax dollars.
Yee is an elected member of the State Board of Equalization, serving the past 10 years as part of California's Tax Commission.
I believe my experience with state-level finances is really what's needed for the controller. I have deep knowledge of tax policy, deep knowledge of state budgeting, certainly with respect to state audits and the whole cash management aspects of the job.
And that job includes watching over California's teacher retirement system, CalSTRS, a system that is deeply underfunded.
We were losing about $22 million a day.
Yee says she's confident California is taking the right steps to tackle that deficit.
My hat's off to the legislature and the governor for tackling that this year, whereby there is a new funding formula for how to address that unfunded liability over a 3-decade period.
But Yee admits that CalSTRS and CalPERS, the California Public Employee Retirement System, need help. The controller serves on the board of both retirement funds.
But is there enough money in the pension funds to pay all the benefits today?
No. And we have to take a long-term view about how to address these unfunded liabilities. We are a long-term investor, and these benefits are not going to be all paid out overnight.
But Swearingen is critical of the people in charge of California's pension funds.
Well, first of all, I disagree with the majority of the CalPERS board who voted just a few weeks back to undermine the pension reform that was put in place by the legislature and the governor. So I would have taken a different position on that issue. And I think every step of the way we have to be very intentional and aggressive to deal with pension spiking and other things that are contributing to now, $217 billion of unfunded liabilities in our pension system.
Yee says her experience with state finances make her uniquely qualified for the controller's job.
I was a former state budget director and really understand the role of the controller's office, the functions with respect to managing our cash situation every day, being sure that our revenues are coming in as projected, being sure that we can pay our bills on time, financial audits of state programs to call out any wasteful spending or misuse of state funds. And so those are all areas that I have deep knowledge of.
Well, I've been advocating a 90-10 budget plan, and what my proposal is that each year as we go into the budget development process, we ought to be spending about 90% of our existing general fund revenues paying for our existing obligations and paying for today's bills, but 10% of every general fund budget ought to be spent on paying for things that help us in the future, paying down unfunded liabilities, addressing infrastructure deficits. And if we maintain that kind of a split with our general fund revenues over the next 20 years, we absolutely could get out from underneath the enormous mountains of debt that we face today.
One area where the two candidates agree is on increasing transparency in state government and to continue showing the salaries of government workers on the state controller's website.
All of these employees are supported by taxpayer dollars, and I think for taxpayers to understand where their dollars are going, obviously salaries is one key component of what taxpayer dollars fund.
I think it's an important step to make sure people know that we're willing to be held to any standard.
But Sacramento keeps abusing loopholes, and they are using legally questionable tactics.
Swearingen says if elected, she'll rely on her independent judgment.
I evaluate every issue as it comes to me. I base my decisions on hard, concrete data. I make that data available to the public, and I take the tough stands.
Betty Yee has been an advocate for so many who have lost their voice.
When asked what she would tackle first if elected, Yee told us,
one of the priorities really will be how can we incorporate technology to really help us be more efficient with respect to serving as the state's chief fiscal officer.
And the latest campaign finance records from the Secretary of State's office show Ashley Swearingen has raised nearly $1 million, but she's got just $214,000 left in the campaign war chest. Betty Yee, by contrast, has raised just over $1 million with nearly $500,000 cash on hand.
So not too far apart there. When you look at the contributors behind those, who are they?
Well, for Betty Yee, the biggest contributor is the California Democratic Party. She has actually raised about $53,000 from them, followed by 4 different labor unions. For Ashley Swearingen, it's Stamoulis Produce, an agricultural business in the Central Valley, followed by Howe Electric, a construction company in Fresno, which is, of course, her hometown.
Always interesting to see who's backing the candidates, and important also. Mike, thank you.